Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to another video. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Which mechanical switch type is the best for Osu? Okay, before we get into the switches, let me explain what a switch is. You know, for those who don't own a mechanical keyboard. So what is a mechanical switch? So a mechanical switch uses these components. Hopefully I put something here or else it'll be really weird. When you press down on the switch below the keycap, it'll move the plastic away from the metal switch, which actually hits the other side of the metal, which causes it to activate. And that's how a mechanical switch works, in like layman's term. Okay, before this video started, I actually did start a Twitter poll on which switches you like best for Osu, and most people said reds. This has nothing to do with the video, I just, go and follow my Twitter. All the switches today will be tested on the Pro X Mini V2. This part is not sponsored, but if you want to buy one of these, I should have remembered to put the link in the description. So with the invention of mechanical switches, it came a lot of variants with the mechanical switches, and yeah, let's see which one is the best for Osu. Starting off will be the three. Starting us off will be the three common switches that you can find: the red switch, the blue switch, and the brown switches. Red switches seems to be the most preferred choice of mechanical switches on Osu. They have an actuation force of 45 grams and has a linear stem. The red switches actuates at 2mm and bottoms out at 4mm. This switch can be found on any major keyboard brands, except Razer. The low force required to actuate it makes it really good for streaming and long maps, since the lesser force for actuation leaves you with more stamina. Also, it's good for longer sessions of Osu. Here's how the keys sound like. Blue switches are the noisy switches that people associate mechanical keyboards to. They require 50 grams of force to actuate and has a clicky tactile feedback to them. They actuate at 2.2mm and bottoms out at 4mm, and this makes them the most delayed switches from the initial press on this list. Blues are good for feedback during streaming, as you can almost tell every time you click the key. Here's how they sound like. Brown switches have the exact same specs as a red switch, just that they have the same feeling as a blue switch without the sounds of blues. Meaning that they are tactile, but you don't hear the tactileness. Personally, I hate browns. Switches, brown switches. Wait, no, I meant to say brown switch. Okay, so now we're done with that, let's move on to the lesser known switches. Cherry speed switches require 45 grams of force and actuates at only 1.2mm and bottoms out at 3.5mm, making this the fastest switch in this list. This means it's really good for streaming, fast single tap jumps, and stamina. Basically take a red switch and make it shorter, and there you go, you got this. Here's how they sound like. Cherry blacks require a huge ton of force of 60 grams and actuate at 2mm, then bottoming out at 4mm. These switches are so heavy that they actually suck for streaming and jumping and basically everything for Osu. Unless you like to train your stamina with these switches and then move back to reds for actual play. Other than that, they're pretty bad for Osu. Basically, this is how they feel like. Yeah, it's kinda pain. Here's how they sound like. Cherry whites is also another abomination of switches. They require the most force of 80 Gs to press them down, and sometimes they bottom out if you're strong enough. They are basically cherry blues but muffled and also really heavy. These switches suck and should never be used. Ever. These switches basically feel like this. Okay, and here's how they sound like. This switch is exclusively by Gateron and has the lightest actuation force required of only 35 grams. Okay, I don't know what's the actual actuation and bottoming distance, but basically when you touch the key it already actuates. It's basically a red switch but really light. These are really light, which helps with stamina, but since it's so light you might not stream well with it. I personally miss a few notes when I stream because I don't bottom out my keys when I stream, but maybe it's just me. Here's how they sound like. So in conclusion, I think that the best switch amongst all the switches here would have to be the switch that you are most comfortable with. So you decide which. I'm joking guys, the best switch definitely has to be the Cherry MX speed switches. They have such a short distance and they're so light, so they're really good for Osu. Okay, that pretty much sums up this video. Like this video if you liked it. Dislike this video if you really didn't like it. Share this video for those people who want to move to a mechanical keyboard or maybe just wants to change their switches. And I'll see y'all in another video.